Yes, lovely people, Dwayne, Nathan, Jack. Yes, I'm back with another one. And today we will be exploring high frequency beings to low frequency beings that live in a lower dense. That's right. Before I go any further, I want you, as I check in with you along the video, just to make sure you're with me and you don't fall asleep. I'm gonna say, are you with me? And if I say, are you with me, just give me an A in the comments to make sure that you're with me. Or I may share something that you can relate to, being through, going through, and just give me an AA. Are you with me? Come on. So, what is a low frequency being? A low frequency being is someone that operates from a lower frequency, and that lower frequency is due to their behaviors and lifestyle. What do I mean by lifestyle and behavior? What goes into the body? The diet. What goes in? Is it fatty foods, addicted to chocolate, to cake, to chips, to pizza? So that's all low dense foods. So that will have effect on how someone feels, how they act and behave. Then you've got other contributing factors with like alcohol. That will determine whether how low your frequency will be. Then you've got addictions like sex, you've got porn, you've got gambling. These are all signs of low frequency beings because the body has taken over, and now the body is the driving force rather than you, the consciousness, be the driving force. So the body has now taken you hostage, where the body should be your slave, not you enslaved by the body, because the body is like a horse. It's like you jumping on the horse and you taking the horse where you want to go. But when you're living in a lower dense, it's like the body's taking you places you don't want to go. Your addictions, the things you don't want to do, you do anyway. And then you're stuck in the rut of addictions that's slowly destroying you. And you may try to give up, but the body's so in charge, it wants more. It's become addicted to the chemicals. These could be chemicals within substances, whether it's alcohol, whether it's foods, or it could be addicted to the chemicals that are created through drama, through fear, through violence, through anger. Are you with me? Low frequency beings don't look after themselves. They abuse themselves. They don't respect themselves and love themselves because they don't feel good about themselves. So they don't go to the gym. They're not conscious. They lack discipline. They lack self-control, broken promises. They're operating from the animal side of them rather than their true being, the I am that they am. That's on a higher frequency. Are you with me? So, low frequency beings operate down here. It's drama and it's negativity, yeah? They operate from down there. And when they operate from down there, their whole feelings and emotions are all negative. They're negative in a way where they feed, the body's feeding off the chemicals, yeah? Because we're biological beings and there's chemicals, then the body gets addicted to that drama, the anger, the drugs, the alcohol, the sex, the cheating, the lying, the A, B, and C. You with me? So that is what's the low frequency due to lifestyle. And then some people can go down so much, they become suicidal. Some people commit suicide, depressed, A, B, and C. So you get what the lower dense is. That's the lower dense. Then you've got high frequency. So you've got low frequency that I just shared there. And then you got the higher frequency. In the higher frequency, people are conscious. Conscious, what does conscious mean? Conscious means being aware. Being aware So if you're able to be aware, you're able to make changes. Being aware of what's going on out here and being aware of what's going on inside, internally, and being conscious and knowing that if you do that, you're going to feel like that. There's more control. So if you're a conscious eater, you know you're going to eat good food because you know it's going to make you feel good. You are what you eat. So conscious people, high frequency people, tend to have discipline, self-control. They put stuff in their body that's going to benefit them, the nutrients, rather than make them feel like crap. They will exercise. They will go to the gym. They will speak positively. They will speak about solutions. They will be a positive, they have positive aura. You look at them and you'll know just by their frame, by their skin, but there'll be a glow to them. They're high frequency beings. They talk about solutions. You won't see a high frequency being putting anyone down. They're here to serve. They're here to be a solution. They're here to serve people. They've dealt with their stuff. They're climbing up the ladder of evolving more consciously. They're on a mission to be a better version than they're yesterday. But the majority would have come from the low frequency to then be up to, it's like snakes and ladders. You will, if you don't initiate, you'll fall back down a ladder from a lesson, from a trial or tribulation. There are opportunities for us to grow, or we go down the ladder. Boom, 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 boom. So we can either go up when this situation comes here, or we can go down. The more temptation, trials and tribulations come in our life and we're able to overcome them, we're able to respond to them and use them as an opportunity to grow rather than an opportunity to fall back, A, B, and C. There's no such thing as losses. They're lessons, life lessons. Life lessons will present themselves to us as obstacles, as adversities, trials and tribulations. Without them, we can't grow. However, why do we need to grow? We need to grow to become more conscious. Why do we need to become more conscious? Then we're able to step into our purpose. We're able to then serve people. We're able to be a contributing factor for the growth of our community or society or the globe. We're able to be a solution where we're here to help so that we can live harmoniously rather than being a problem. And this is why it's like black and white. You've got high frequency, low frequency. What do low frequency beings do? They become a problem. They become a problem to their self. They feed off drama and they create problems. What do high frequency people do? They're solutions. They're all about positive energy. They're all about positive mindset. They're all about positive outlook of life, because they see things differently. Why? Possibly because of the things that they've been through. If you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. And sometimes when you haven't gone through certain things within life, you may not see things, or you may not have an understanding or wisdom of how this thing works called life. Hence why I'm sharing the videos to give you some more insights to the difference to a high frequency being to a low frequency being that's living in the lower dens. So that's the polarity, the two different, right? But then you've got people that sit on the fence. See this line here? They claim to be high frequency beings. They go to the gym. They go to the gym after they've poisoned themselves and literally gone all or nothing, had a binge on alcohol. Then they go to the gym. You can see they're overweight. You can see they're struggling, but they may have a business and they may have capital. They may have a status. So they pretending to be high frequency, healthy, successful, A, B, and C. But really, there's no difference to those here that those are down there. But these that sit on the fence, it's more secretive. They're fooling themselves and trying to fool others. But for people that are woke, are aware, are conscious, you know, because you have the ability to see beyond the veil. Are you with me? So the question I ask you today, and remember, there is no right or wrong within the journey of life. It's all about awareness and consciousness. This is why I'm sharing with you now the difference between a low frequency being that lives in the lower dens to a high frequency being. A high frequency being will have discipline, self-control. They won't be abusing themselves. Yeah, they possibly may have a drink once in a blue moon. However, they're not enslaved by substances. They're positive. They're solutions. They talk. They uplift people. Low frequency beings become victims. Poor me. They're There's problems, and they feed off of drama, they feed off of gossip, they feed off of putting other people down. They will point the faults out of a high frequency being because their light's so bright that it threatens them. They become a mirror, yeah? High frequency beings become a mirror, yeah? They become a mirror to low frequency. So you've got this person here that's smiling, but really, they're not. It's a facade. You got these people here, you can tell they're congruent, they're smiling, you can feel their energy, you can feel them, they have values, you can see, feel, you can't, they've got something about them. They're on this thing called life. Low frequency beings, you can tell they're struggling. They're actually struggling within life. Because lack of knowledge. We haven't been taught this stuff in school, in uni, but that's why I'm here to present the education, the information. What you do with that is totally down to you. I know I was a lower frequency being before, once upon a time in my previous life when I lived a certain way and I was enslaved and I wasn't aware because I was in a coma. And then when I woke, I understood I was the cause of my own suffering. My own suffering was taking me down here. And when you go down here, what's down here? It's the grave. I almost went there. And then you got prison. I'm not talking about prison. You got prison, but I'm talking about prison within the mind. There's a lot of people that are imprisoned, they're enslaved within the mind due to them operating from the lower frequency, the lower dens, but they're not even aware it's their diet. They're not even aware it's their lifestyle, the alcohol, that wine, possibly drugs. They're not aware that they've got relationships, that they're codependent within those relationships, partners in crime that drink together, take drugs together, business partners, whatever they may be. And they're slowly destroying each other, going down a rabbit hole. But as you become more conscious, you become more aware, you start picking up on the patterns, you start implementing certain things to improve your life, improve your health. Because it gets too painful as you go down the stairs. So the more pain you experience, you either make decisions and choices to go up the ladder, or you get arrogant, you get more painful, more frustrated, and you take more drugs or drink more alcohol, and then it's a slow dip down here to the grave, or the demons get even darker. So that is high frequency beings. Diet, clean diet, healthy, gym, aspirational, motivational, look after themselves, out to serve others, be a solution, beacon of light. And then low frequencies are poor diet, low self-esteem, poor discipline, A, B, and C, negative, drama, all that nonsense. Then you've got the ones that pretend, sit on the fence to be high frequency because they may have statuses, assets, or whatever it is, but really they're still struggling and they're still doing this, and they resent these people that are high frequency. And what happens? High frequency people end up being a mirror to those that are lower frequency, and lower dense, because they want to be like them. They try to pirate them in things, whether it's the same shirt or same haircut, or they think it's the physical, but it's not the physical that they're wanting to be. It's an energetic, it's a spiritual thing. So they try to be like these people, but they can't, because it's an inside job. It's a vibrational frequency. It's the kingdom. That's why he says, first seek the kingdom and all else will be added on you. These people up here, high frequency, they first seek the kingdom. What is the kingdom? The kingdom is feeling good about yourself, looking after your vehicle, the temple, putting good stuff into your body. They won't put bad stuff into their body because they know it's going against the laws. These people will put bad stuff because they want to feel good, because underneath it, there's trauma there. They're struggling. There's something that's happened along the journey that hasn't been identified that is traumatized them, how big or small it may be, and then their habits and addictions has slowly taken them down here. What is the solution? The solution is the I Am way. So, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you got a lot from this video. There will be more. We'll go deep diving because it's all about us evolving as people. And if you haven't already, please do subscribe, and then I will see you on another one.